Good now, revolutionaries, and happy Monday. Truly happy. Kim and I were talking this week, and she was like, why do we call it Good Friday? About Good Friday. And so if you've got an answer for that, I had an answer for it. But you know me, I try to have an answer for everything, and sometimes they're right. Yes, you did. Did you ask me that? It wasn't you? Somebody asked me that. It must have been my other girlfriend.
God, I know what Good Friday is, people. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean why it was called Good Friday. That wasn't you. Why it was good. If Jesus died, why it was good. Oh, you know what? I bet it wasn't you. I don't think it was you.
It was, because it was.
Do you know why that? Well, if you've got a crypto question, hopefully I've got a better answer and a better memory. That's what we do here on the Rise Up Morning Show. My name is Evan. I know Alex is on his way. We do our best to share helpful news, commentary, and occasionally Kimberly pops her voice in, though never her face. She's our on the truth correspondent. Maybe we can start a segment and you can bring your face on the show, honey. If you've got a question about crypto, if you're hearing about it, hearing about Bitcoin, hearing about meme tokens, and you just want somebody to help you understand what it is, why it matters, how to stay safe, is it really important, is it all a scam, those kind of things, that's what we do every day. And we want to teach you the tools so that you can learn to navigate this space for yourself. And to that end, we've got the riseupmorningshow.com where you can sign up for our free weekly email newsletter. It is the briefest bits from this show. We're live every day, Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. right now, sometimes 2 or 3 minutes late. But not everybody's got time to tune into a live show like that. So we made the newsletter. This week's newsletter features clips from our last show with Arcade, a new play-to-earn platform bringing together gamers, developers, and investors. Very cool. It also features the first of our media topics down in greater detail, but less time, so that you can, as we say, rise up and start navigating this space yourself. There's Alex, and there he goes. That's our show. Thank you so much. I'm just kidding. Let us know what crypto questions you have, and then join us over at the riseupmorningshow.com. You can sign up for the newsletter, you can catch our videos on YouTube, and you can join the free Discord community where you can ask us a question, but you don't have to be limited by 250 characters or whatever it is. All of this is free for you because we think education should be free. And we are working on ways that you can continue to be involved wherever you are. Stay tuned for the Facebook page. Stay tuned for the OnlyFans feet pics, whatever it is, wherever you are, whenever you listen. It'll be time to rise up and smell the crypto, which I know Alex hates, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you navigate the crypto space so that you feel safer, and from people who aren't going to try and say anything except maybe a cool Rise Up Morning Show mug. I mean, just check out Kaio's sick morning show artwork. I'm never going to get tired of that. Let us know where you're tuning in from and what's going on in your world. Alex, happy belated Easter and Transvisibility Day to you. Happy April Fool's Day. I was kind of hoping we'd have some really good news segments for April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
If I had my wits about me, I would have worked on one.
I'm
The
anticipating.
Bitcoin has been stolen and you can go home. Like that kind of thing.
I have to take a dig through. I'm sure there's something. There's always something.
Yeah, there is always something, isn't there? All of my news lately has been about mostly cool consumer crypto stuff that I'm into. But I realized the big news event, the halving, is coming right up. We are upon it, truly. And we haven't spent a lot of time talking about it. So in the weeks ahead, I know that people have questions. If you have questions about the halving, what it is, this would be a great place to tune in because we're excited to dig more into it too. Honestly, Alex and I know about Bitcoin and the mechanics of it, but we're not scholars or experts, and I'm sure there's something we will learn as we look into this together. I'm kind of excited about that, honestly. Bitcoin's cool for all the crap people can give it. Okay, dude, I went to an Easter brunch yesterday with the family, and I was wearing this scarf, and the band that was playing, the guy was playfully ribbing me, and he said, "Hey, "Hey, are you the funny one in your family?" He said, "Nice sombrero." And I know he meant scarf, but so I'm gonna start calling it my sombrero scarf.
All right. Well, I can hear it from you. I don't know why. I was doing fine for like a week, and that
Pollen.
yes, my allergies just got roasted yesterday
I
and last
sneezed at
night.
least 1,000 times this weekend. No cap. Like
Yep,
it was terrible. And now
eyes are super
I'm
itchy.
fighting it. I'm fighting it, man. I'm fighting it bad.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
I thought you said it's loud at first, meaning my scarf, and I was like, yeah, dude,
Oh,
it's so loud.
it is.
It's the loudest scarf you know.
Also that.
So we got the newsletter went out last night. We've got Octopus that we're fighting with. We had Arcade on last week. What are you seeing over there on the news? Let me get on Crypto Panic so I can look too. And let's talk about what's going on. And then let us know where you're joining from if you have any questions. If you're new to crypto, if you've been here for a while, and you want us to check out a product, talk about how we do our research. Last week, that was really our focus. We got kind of sidetracked by some off-topic conversations, but we were talking about how nice it would be to just do some workthroughs with the tools that we have learned to verify some tokens, to research some projects, and just get better at that process together. Hey, Linda, happy Easter. Thanks for the likes. And happy April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that is the one I'm like every news story. I'm like, all right, well let's go look a little bit closer and make sure I'm not seeing.
Make sure it's not fake. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, did Tether really buy a shitload of Bitcoin?
That
And
seems like it would be a feasible news story. Why would Tether want to have Bitcoin as one of the many assets that?
Well, they own a ton.
Yeah.
Already. They're the seventh largest holder of Bitcoin.
Oh wow! I didn't know they were number 7. Lucky number 7.
This is allegedly the third largest purchase from them to date. Says they just bought 8,888 Bitcoin. I'm trying to. This is on right, which pushes their reserves notably to 75K. Not nothing.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's probably, you know what I've noticed? I've noticed a significant drop in the Tether FUD this cycle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never really realized it until right this second, but I haven't seen that much of it. And that's usually
because people understand Tether better, or they're doing a better job, or some of you think they're suppressing news more effectively because they got all that Bitcoin money now.
there you go. There's a maybe. Hold on.
Take your time. Yeah, I don't know. Tether, the world's leading stablecoin by volume, the world's leading cryptocurrency by volume, has definitely encountered its share of criticism. But for my part, I think stablecoins are going to be the one of the top tools to onboard everyday people, and Tether's number 1.
I was going to say it is the most heavily traded single coin token out there. What?
Just your little gobo is making a noise of protest. It's like an unwilling participant in your streaming. It's like, let me go, please. I had a really great conversation on Friday that I don't know if you caught any of it or if you missed it. I did post it as Rise Up After Dark because it fit the bill. There's a creator here on TikTok called the Sleepy Kuma who is crypto curious, and we talked a little about just the different kind of things blockchain can enable. Morning, Fred. Good to see you. And we talked about his business is called the Sleepy Kuma. His name is CW. And he is automating mechanical processes that, like crypto will, machines can replace humans at certain kinds of work, and humans can split the profit. He has employed several people and has displaced several people's labor with machines and pays them for not working. And he said something the other night about like it's slavery, but good. And at first I was like, you can't make that joke. And he's like, no, I just mean I have tried to pay my machines, but when I put money in front of my laser, it just burns it. He said, they don't like it. Hey, baby. Kimberly is here and she has something to tell you.
On camera.
On camera? Wow, this is big time stuff at the Rise Up Morning Show.
Oh.
Here you come. Where you come?
April Fools.
Oh, no. Alex is going. He's going. So continues the streak of off-camera appearances by Kimberly. That was good. That was really good.
You can let her know that I got. I was so ready.
Oh my God! She fooled me too. I was like, wow, really, honey? Wow. So sorry, guys. If you're waiting to see Kimberly, there it is. But it was a really good conversation about where our future is headed, how computers will do what computers do well, people will do what people will do well, and he's modeling that sort of social economic theory in real time. All the kind of things people say you'll never be able to do, he's doing it. And I thought what a great conversation. I hope to have him maybe on a morning show sometime for a quick segment just to talk about it, because I think going forward he hopes to integrate crypto more to do things like verify the identity of his employees, give people proof of this or that. Just cool stuff. Hey, and there's Tommy. Welcome and a happy early morning to Tommy. Tommy Talks Crypto. Tommy, we were looking at the news to try and see if there were any good April Fool's news articles or real news articles. So let us know if you found any.
And I'm not finding any so far.
I appreciate that, Crypto Panic, taking their job very seriously. I'm going over to Twitter to see if I can't find anything newsworthy in the news cycle. In the meantime, I will tell you that tomorrow is the launch of Season 2 of Crypto the Game, a non-island. If you're not familiar, Crypto the Game is a consumer experience that took the crypto Twitter world and social world by storm just a couple weeks ago after the start of the year, where over 400 players, like Squid Game style, put a tenth of an ETH into a pot that totaled 90 Ether, and then competed in a survivor-style challenge, puzzle, questing adventure over the course of a week until one remained. After everyone, voted each other off, eliminated each other, and challenges fought for immunity, there was a gentleman in Japan who captured everyone's hearts and won the jury's votes because of his uplifting, kind-hearted, teamwork-oriented poems recapping the day's events. He didn't speak English well, had to use a translator, and the dude won Crypto the Game. So your boy's going to start playing tomorrow and be chronically online for the next 7 days because, it'll be fun to report on for the show. Maybe we can solve some of the quests together. And I just wanted you to know about it because it's the kind of thing you can only do in crypto social media. And it's an example of how crypto brings internet friends together and then makes them real friends. I've seen some great relationships blossom out of it. Shloms, the artist I love, is going to play it. And wouldn't it be great to win 90 ETH? Wouldn't it just be great?
I'm not going to lie. That would not be the worst thing that's happened. No,
that would not be the worst thing that's happened. I would sponsor an episode of the morning show if I won 90 ETH. I would buy everyone a coffee mug and an extra PO app, just for me. Good morning, Tori. Welcome. Happy April Fool's Day. We're scanning the news for April Fools, and we so far don't see any.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not finding any, but I'm thinking that the better place to find the April Fool's Day stuff is probably just going to be on Twitter.
Yeah. Now I will say that since I mentioned Shloms, if you need a laugh in the crypto space and you like to follow, concept artists, Shloms has been doing these great AI generated Cybertruck spoofs The first one he did when the Cybertruck first released was a picture of two Cybertrucks that had crashed into each other, and it looked like any good AI deepfake, very real. And he was tagging all the news outlets, trying to get them to, report on a fake story. And I don't know that he did it, but it was a little pre-April Fool's shenanigans, and it was quite fun.
He strikes me as someone who would do something.
Yeah, he had a really good one about Cybertruck on Cybertruck crime, and somebody said this was generated with AI, wasn't it? And he said no. He said, well, yes, you might say they ran into each other mid-journey. And I was like, I see what you did there. The other news that I have that's actually newsworthy is Neil, Shlomes, some other people have told me and Alex about Dracula, which is a new app built on Farcaster, the open protocol for social media. And I got on and posted my first Dracula last night. You can check it out at dracula.app. The concept is for watching, posting, and sharing videos. Right? Sorry?
Dracula with a K?
Dracula with a K .app. You can earn their points system called Blood points for posting, sharing, liking these videos. It has an interface that appears to be a lot like TikTok's, but let me tell you what, you got, when you look on your phone, this is all at the bottom. You get the post button, the home button, this shows you trending stuff, and this is your profile. Here's your little Blood button. The Blood points are interesting because at the end of every week, they tally your Blood points, and the top trending creators earn a share of DGen tokens that I think each week is worth about $1,000. They've got a few $100,000 in DGen tokens to distribute from a grant. And so far, I got to tell you, my experience with the app is it's not as friendly as TikTok. First of all, it's in a browser. Like what? Second of all, I noticed that the swiper tends to get stuck on certain creators. And I think it's because there's just no content yet. Your chat descriptions, your video descriptions are limited to 256 characters, though you can simultaneously post them to Farcaster, to Warpcast, any other Farcaster client you're connected to, which is cool. And probably the coolest feature is you can collect creators. You can pay DGen tokens to collect a creator. The video I just was on, apparently this person is collectible for 53,000 DGen. And then if somebody else wants to collect them, that price goes up. And every time the creator who's collected earns a 5% royalty. So it's a play at, helping pay people for posting videos online. It's clunky, but cool idea.
I mean, I saw Neil share that, and definitely keep an eye on it. Have you, on that kind of topic, have you done much with Warpcaster? Because I've not put a real effort in by any stretch, but posted a couple things and absolutely zero reach, despite actually having a few followers, zero interaction.
I would say the big thing to do, I've actually had really good engagement, but not mostly on my posts. I think the strategy is it's super easy right now to connect with people who you're interested in. Treat it like TikTok and you don't have any followers yet. Go hang out in the places where you want people to see you, be in their comments, make friends, and then when you start posting, guess who else followed me on Warpcast yesterday? My boy Chris Dixon. Now he's following me on Twitter and Warpcast. And it's because I went to his profile. He posted about an interview he did. For those who don't know, Chris Dixon, he's one of my teachers who talks about Web3 blockchain very helpfully. He posted about an interview he did, and nobody had liked it yet on Warpcast. And I was like, are you kidding me? He's talking in an empty room. I'm going to go meet him. And so I left a comment that just said, hey, Chris, every time you speak, I learned from your experience. Thank you for the work you do to elevate our space. 10 minutes later, liked, followed. You know what I mean? So now when I post, Chris Dixon's going to see it. And so it better be something good, guys.
Yeah,
I think the very next thing I posted was the Dracula video that I simulcast to Warpcast, and it was just that video of me and Patches the Goat. So it's a terrible video. but
turns out that's the one.
That's the one. Chris Dixon's like, fucking love goats.
Yeah, I do straight up. Like if I go to a zoo and there's a petting zoo and there's a goat, that's it. That's the best part.
Absolutely love goats. And Tori asked if it costs $5 just because of Farcaster. I did not have to pay anything to join Dracula. I did have to pay $1 on the App Store to connect an app called Naynar, which is a Farcaster client that functions as like do you want to connect to this app? Do you want to give this app permissions to access this app? It's like that. And so you pay $1 and that'll give me gas for life. Warpcast and Farcaster are on top of base. And so the gas is super cheap, but they do have, and I'm still not clear on it, honestly. My experience was when I went there, I didn't have to pay. I think I don't know if I joined through someone's invite code. I haven't used enough warps yet, but the fee, I think it's between $7 and $12, and it's one time for life, unless you become like a super mega power user with hundreds of thousands of followers and posts, and then you can buy one of a finite number of storage blocks. And I'm interested to see what happens in the platform scales, because my understanding is those blocks are finite. And the number is small. It's not like 21 million Bitcoin, which also seems small. They're not divisible. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But for people who want to learn more about it, I definitely suggest checking it out. It's a room where you can go see Chris Dixon's post before anybody else and commented on it, and then build proximity to people who are mostly like developers, influencers, not in like a TikTok-y way, but in like a, somebody who works in crypto way. So I highly recommend it if you're curious about the space. Yeah, I just hate Alex. I don't hate Alex. I hate Alex that it's like Twitter and you have to type. I hate the text thing. I just hate it.
I was just thinking how badly I wish that there was a browser option for Warpcast.
Oh, really? Is there not?
No, there's not. Dude. It drives me batshit.
Warpcast and Dracula need to switch. Warpcast needs a browser. Dracula needs an app.
Yeah, I thought Dracula wasn't.
I went on Warpcast and asked for help with it. That was my solution. I tweeted at the guy who found it. I was like, "Hey, dude, this is clunky. I love you and what you're doing, but help."
Yeah. I don't know. I the fact that Dracula does not have an app, it might be straight up just a deal breaker for me. Because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I don't know, man. I'm going to warpcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm trying to call you a liar. Yeah, I guess so. Gotta use it on a phone. The way they wrote the landing page made me think I was going to be able to download something here. Yeah, just iOS and Android. That is so ridiculous. And Dracula doesn't have good documentation. The way everybody's pushing it, I was like, oh, this is going to be new and cool. It's going to be like Warpcast, but for TikTok, but not yet.
Dave, teach me.
Who says teach me?
Dave.
Oh, Dave. And Dave's a power user, man.
I know.
Dave, what do you think about this? I got an email today from Starbucks Odyssey, and I'm sure you got it too, that said, thank you so much. We are going to close the program at the end of this month. They've already told us that. We really value the time and effort and energy you put into helping us pioneer this beta program that will influence Starbucks rewards for years to come. Here is a free bakery item coupon, redeemable through April 2nd or 9th. See you later. That was it. The way that they shared that with us, and after the backlash they got for sunsetting the program, I was like, I wish they would have written less flowery words. And just been like, hey, we know this sucks. Here's a bakery item. It's the best we can do. Love you guys. Like that would have been
my immediate response to that is, hey, Starbucks, your corporate is showing. Pull up your pants. Just Jesus. Dude. I mean, this is what I'm saying. And I don't know exactly what their composition was, exactly what the makeup was, but I've seen enough other things because like dot swoosh, right?
Yeah.
Totally different kind of vibe than the Odyssey program. And dot swoosh, I don't know how long Starbucks was like in development for that. Do you guys have any idea like how? Hey, machinery. I'll give you a couple of them and we're done. So chill.
I'm sorry. What? Hang on. Are you talking to me?
No, I was.
Crypto machinery.
I love you, dude, but take it easy. I'm not going to talk about it favorably. So do yourself and your group of buyers a favor, and don't make me talk about it because you don't want me to talk about it.
Yeah.
You must. I say that with love because I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm not. Alex is really pushing it, and I'm not getting involved. Absolutely not. I know a little bit more than Alex does about the legal framework of what he's doing, and you don't want us to talk about it.
But we will talk about it if you push us. Don't push us, man. Because
you push me one more time, we're gonna have a lecture about it, and no one's gonna be happy.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. I do appreciate it when you go on an impassioned rant. Okay, but you were saying.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I would be curious to just because Daniel has told me about dot swoosh. All right, I will reply to that one. Alex is cool. I like Alex a lot. I don't have any issue with the community. I wish you guys nothing but the best and like go forth and reach for the stars. The whole way that token started was completely illegal, and I'm not gonna get involved with it. Evan and I are the one. Evan primarily is the one who first told Alex that he was flagrantly breaking the law.
I blew the whistle, man. The reason he took that video down, that the community was so curious about, the reason he learned he may need a lawyer, was because we hear about it. We had this conversation, and I had to go talk to him. I had to go talk to him because we understood that this guy doesn't know what he doesn't know right now, and he's breaking like 3 or 4 laws, and needs to stop before. Because here's the thing: if you haven't seen it, the quick TLDR is not only there's nothing illegal about launching a token. There are certain laws in place about how you have to talk about it, how you have to structure it, how you have to sell it, for it not to be classified as a security or to break, investment contract laws. And that has implications not just for the person who sells the thing or the people who advertise the thing, but also the people who buy the thing. If you buy a token that is listed on an exchange and then later is classified as a security, an investment contract, exchanges are going to have to delist that token. Doesn't matter what the value is, you're not going to be able to sell it on an exchange. You may get compensated for your purchase, but it will only be at the time it was sold to you. And what did that token launch at? 0.0000056 cents. If you spent $1 per token, you're out of luck, Chuck. Not to mention you're out all the time, the social capital, the energy, the effort you put into this thing. It is frankly irresponsible to. It's one thing when you don't know what you don't know, but when somebody tells you like this is how it is irresponsible to continue doing that kind of illegal stuff. I understand he's got a meeting with a lawyer on Tuesday.
This is one of those things where, like, when you go to court, your defense can't be, I said not financial advice in the video. That doesn't do shit. That doesn't cover you legally at all. You can't make that disclaimer and then tell a bunch of people to buy something and not be found guilty of whatever it is that you could be gone after for doing that. The same is true for this token. Unfortunately, he does not just get to say, I'm going to talk to a lawyer next week and then keep doing everything that he's doing and have it now suddenly not be a crime.
Yeah.
And we told him that more than once. He's chosen to just go with it because there is an impending lawyer meeting. Bon voyage, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I like Alex. I understand he's got
Me too.
A family.
Me too.
This is not a personal thing at all. We want everyone in this space, all of our peers, our friends. We want everyone in this space to succeed. But it's like we got to talk about it this way, not because we want to pick on him, but because there are thousands of people in the Telegram chat, in the liquidity pool, who are every day saying, I'm going to buy more tomorrow. I'm going to do this. 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 And though nothing is inevitable, as time goes on and he continues to talk about it before getting legal advice in this way, it is likely that those tokens will never generate the kind of return people are hoping, and may in fact lead to significant financial loss for the people who are investing, because like all tokens there is risk, but especially because of the risk he continues to take by talking about it in this way. So please understand, we're not trying to pick on him, but that's not a thing we want to be part of, because we're here to tell a better story and set an example for what we can do together. Let's launch tokens. I
hope this meeting goes well. I don't know which lawyer he's with, but if I was his attorney, even just knowing what I know, and I was like, oh, okay, that's great. You realized that you were supposed to reach out. So what have you been doing between then and now? Oh, the exact same shit, dude. We have a lot of damage control. Like,
I would actually be really interested to talk to a lawyer and ask them specifically, in light of this kind of thing, if you are doing a thing and you find out it is illegal, before it gets too far, what steps can you take you can't rescind, but like what steps can you take to remediate?
Divest fully immediately.
Well, and there's precedent. Tom Bilyeu for Impact Theory, the NFT, and by the way, that NFT, even though it got hit by the SEC, I think that was not just a JPEG. It was like a premium, buy this, get access, get a subscription, get some kind of, like, it was a tangible product. Way better than a lot of the stuff people bought in 2021 just to flip it, that just had a JPEG. And Tom Bilyeu divested. He refunded his people, and still the tokens were delisted, and he was ordered to pay a big fine. And so, like, if it's going to happen to a token like that, I just don't know. I would be really curious to know if there is an example where somebody didn't have to, if they were able to remediate things by divesting, by refunding, and then face no further consequences, because I honestly don't know of a case.
No. Yeah.
I don't think that's helpful. Like that's the point where I would say to the SEC, like, okay, I get it. But this space is so new. I feel like if somebody makes every attempt to make it right and is able to do so to like a full extent, to refund people their purchases or something like that, I don't know, promise never to do it again, I would be cool with that. I'm not a judge, but
I don't know. I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just an unnecessary risk to take.
Are we getting rated over here? Oh my god. Okay, and also, like, let this be for all our friends. Is there really a token called hoo hoo? How cute. I love when people extend the meme. I just want you to see this, like, for members of our, friends, family, and community. Like, that's a great example of the kind of stuff that it's a red flag for me, dog. But it's a symbol. It makes me tremendously sad. It is a symbol for how invested somebody has become, that they have a need, despite what they hear, when it is good wisdom to, sell it to you. My heart really broke, and continues to break when I go to that Telegram chat and I see the messages. I don't know. It's very sad. It's tremendously sad. Oh, can I filter a particular word? Check this out.
I'm doing it.
Oh, snap. Moderator Alex added a keyword. Watch out. Hey, Neil, what's going on? Before you joined, we were talking about Dracula and our user experience there. And I got to say, the fact that they're in browser and don't have an app, man, it sucks. I added the founder so I could try and figure it out. They also don't have very good resources or tutorials, but I really, really want to like them.
So, no, I'm definitely watching it because it looks cool, and I mean it's I don't know. How long ago did it launch? Because I assume it's quite fresh.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks ago. Neil, you said it's a test app on my phone, like in the App Store, or do I got to get it through Farcaster specifically?
If it's a test, or we probably have to do a download from themselves if it's not hosted in the stores yet. That would be my guess. That's, for example, that's going to be how we're going to do the probably the beta launch for like Shades of Sin. When we get it to that point, is we'll have an app download from us, because it won't have passed all of the certainly not like for the iTunes app listing is way more involved than Android. I was gonna looking at what Alex was saying in the TFM chat this morning.
Oh yeah. What's he say?
Well, he was asking yesterday about getting all of these like Multiverse X token airdrops. Have you been getting those?
Oh, apparently a lot of people have. I haven't checked my wallet.
Like every day, dude. Like every day. Just a bunch of bullshit. And I'm like, I seem to remember a time not so recently, or not so long ago, rather, where I sent the Toy Box NFT to all of our holders, and I got hate mail for weeks for doing that from project founders. Those same project founders are now mass spamming me with bullshit meme tokens regularly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, cool. So it really was just me. And I just every day something else happens with that stupid ecosystem where I'm like, oh, okay. It was literally just a personal vendetta against me from people.
Yeah, Alex,
so that's super unfortunate. The whole time, dude. Turns out
April Fools.
It was my dumbass the whole time.
I want to say welcome to all the people who are joining us from the HEEEHEE Telegram chat. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Rise Up Morning Show, where we share helpful news, commentary, and answers to your crypto questions. I'm Evan. He's Alex. We're co-founders who've been around the crypto space for a minute, and our job here is as educators trying to help you not trust, but verify the kinds of things we say so that you can avoid scams, schemes, have a lot of fun, and generally we say rise up in the crypto space. If you want to engage with us more, we got good news. We're here Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can sign up for our free weekly newsletter, which recaps all the briefest bullet points from the show, because who's got time to join a live show every day, 4 days a week? If you're one of those people who hangs out with us regularly, thank you. It's tremendous that you give us that kind of attention, that you trust us that way. But if you don't have time to catch the live show every day, sign up for the newsletter at theriseupmorningshow.com or at the link in either of our profiles. We've also got links there to Discord, free Discord community, YouTube, where today is the first day we posted one of our medium form tutorials on the master metric liquidity. 26 minutes, and super helpful.
Bear with us, because it is a true, I think this is, Evan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is actually the first like committed and dedicated recorded for YouTube video that we've done.
That's right.
So, because everything else has just been like reposting the live recordings and all that kind of stuff. And of course, there was like, the TFM trailer and whatever. Those are a couple years old now. But in true first one fashion, I realized a couple things. One, there's no thumbnail. Which I think we can go back and change. We can upload one.
On YouTube? Oh, yeah. To this video, yeah.
Yeah. And then two, I realized, and I think this is probably just like a paid tier thing, maybe from StreamYard, or it's just a StreamYard thing. But our video quality got nerfed so hard. It like exported in 480p.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see about that, because when I was watching it on the Dropbox stream, it seemed fine. But I was also watching it on my phone. I wasn't watching it on the big screen. So I
wonder if there was maybe something with the upload then, because like I had it, fully rendered and loaded, whatever, and it's not good.
I'll check it out. And thank you again to everybody who's here with us regularly, who's been giving us feedback to let us know that that's important. If you've got a suggestion for like a topic, Alex and I are working through a list every week. We're going to try and do a couple of videos so we can post a few each week, but we really value that feedback. And at the riseupmorningshow.com, we've got a little click to leave a testimony or a review form. If you want to help the show, like engaging with us here, being like Neil, dropping the alpha, super helpful. You can send us your requests there. Of course, the very easiest way to help the show is just to tap the screen and let the algorithm know this is helpful, or share it with a friend who wants helpful crypto content that isn't just buy this token, because we can all do better than that. Speaking of Neil and breaking news, I do want to read this out loud in case you missed it. ChatGPT released Voice Engine. Make your own voice model by recording your voice for 30 seconds. Shout out to Michael and Podcraft for being ahead of the curve. Turn your newsletter into a podcast by recording your voice. I will try it because my AI clone on Podcrafter has a very muted sort of affect. Have you tried it, Neil? And what's the experience been like? Does it sound like you? I definitely, no robotic voice at all. Fantastic. I absolutely love it. Yeah, let me see. I'm looking right now. I put it in a new playlist on our channel, this video called Web3 101 Walkthroughs and Tutorials. We obviously can call it whatever you want. That was just my... Yeah, it's okay. The funny thing about this is, before we recorded these videos, Alex probably spent about 25 minutes tweaking his camera, adjusting his light, doing his positioning, making his little gobo go up and down, and he was looking crisp. And now he's just a little fuzzy.
Yep. I was like, dude, are you serious? I was just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's all right. The other thing that I noticed too...
We're going to get there. I think it's good enough for the government. You know how Warpcast is sufficiently decentralized? This is sufficiently... I think the quality of the content is some of our best. No,
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I've been through the first time really posting on a platform. I mean, dude, don't do this. If you look at my first TikTok videos, they are awful.
They're charming.
Oh, they're awful, dude. I was like, why was I talking so slow? And then I don't know, just the expressions, everything. It was obviously super. I was super fresh. I hadn't created content like that before, so that was a thing. But I noticed, I was telling Evan because we filmed 3 YouTube videos in one day, and the first one, by the third one, it was way better. Because by the first one, I realized that I had 3 places to look. I had my screen where Evan's face was. Then I had the camera, which is up a little higher and over here. So very, very different places. And then of course, the big screen where my references were, to talk about and stuff. And I told Evan, I was like, dude, the whole time you were talking, I was just desperately trying to pick a place to stare. and then I realized that I was rotating. So for the first 5 minutes of the video, I'm looking into the camera, right into your souls. And then the rest I was like, all right, that's weird. Tone it down a little bit, dude. Then I'm watching Evan talk down here. So that's there's a fun little Easter egg for you. Where the hell am I going to start you for the next 2 minutes?
Yeah, you guys are early. So in 2 years, 3 years, we're going to be, really polished, and it'll be fantastic. But for now, you can just get the great educational content and leave us a suggestion for what you want to see. This first video is liquidity. We've got token sniffing is going to drop later this week. And then after that, how to read a blockchain explorer. Mm-hmm. And Alex and I are working on trying to put together a sort of a mini course, a couple of videos that we can share that will be, our general research process. Everyone always wants to know, how do you do your own research? Yeah. And Alex, you're great at saying, this is not comprehensive, but here's a great start. And just having a process that when you're interested in a token, it goes on your list, this is what I'm going to do. Takes you less time each and every time, do due diligence, and that's how you save money, avoid scams, have a lot more fun in crypto. Learn from us, because we learned the hard way.
Yeah, I was telling Evan yesterday, I really want to coin some sort of acronym or like method that just kind of, you know, if we can bite size down our method, because we use pretty much the same couple steps every time. So I want to try to, you know, put our heads down and think of a way to do that. The other feedback
like
that
acronyms.
is just let us know about the length of the videos, because we were kind of going back and forth between like what's an ideal, you know, length for an explainer. And this one I thought we went kind of as fast as we could, but obviously if we're used to doing a multi-hour live stream where we're teaching about stuff, we're kind of teaching more in like a, I don't want to say lecture because I hate that word, but like you know, slower paced, longer form chunk. 20 to 25 minutes might be kind of long, but I'm curious because I kind of wanted to like maybe even try to chop that down and like aim for more of like the 10 to 15 minute mark. But you know, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not too long if there's actually, you know, just have to make sure that there's not like repetitions or like dead space and that kind of stuff. So
yeah. And, you know, leave your feedback. However, we're also, you know, curious to hear what you think about how we can, you know, we're reaching out to sponsors. We also want to set up a Patreon for those who've expressed a desire to support our channel, but we want to make sure that we're providing value to you. We don't want to gatekeep any of the knowledge that we're sharing, but we're interested. You know, do you want to once monthly call where you get to ask us dedicated questions live, walk you through your hardware wallet setup? Do you think that, you know, a paid course would be good, or do you think it's just better to offer donations for people? That kind of stuff. And if you have a sponsor you think would work for the show, let us know that too. Okay, we talked enough about us. Let's talk about you. Angel, you asked a really good question that I want Alex's opinion on, and I want to talk about too, is real world assets. It's a trend right now. It's a narrative. You know, you want to succeed in crypto, you got to know what the narrative is. We just kind of come out of a hot moment from the meme coin casino. Real world assets have been big for the last 2 or 3 years, but they're especially present right now. Alex, what do you think about that? What's the context there? And is it a trend, or is it here to stay?
I think it can be both, because every time, I mean, you take any niche that hasn't had its like run or its big pump, you know, for people in the space, and it will always just be, you know, latched onto by at least someone who's just like, no, at some point this one's got to go, you know, whatever it is. There's so many niches and narratives that you could latch onto in crypto, and this one is one of those. I think though, definitely like extra attention because Larry Fink called it out. And said, you know, that it had his attention, kind of thing, and that's a dude that when he talks, the market listens. Mm-hmm. So I think that definitely contributed. I think that probably blew it out of proportion, because I maintain that this is one of those classifications of cryptocurrency that it just doesn't make a lot of sense for it to absolutely moonshot. You know, like what? Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Pass the torch. Not knocking your question. Good question. Look at Patrick. Oh, Machiste. Machiste is here too. Great.
All right. They're just making coffee. But yeah, so I think that's part of it. I would be curious though, because I think that it kind of, you know, like Chainlink, like XRP, like some of the more supply chain stuff, VeChain, you know, like all of those kinds of things. Honestly, I mean, anything that is looked at as being a purely and truly utilitarian token, the idea of the moonshot just like makes less and less sense. Absolutely nothing to do with those projects. I mean, I'm on record multiple times saying, don't ask me what crypto I'm interested in, because I'm pretty sure it's all of the worst investments, because it's just the ones that like actually get used. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, that's kind of my crypto hot take. Like the best utility is the worst investment.
Yeah.
But
I actually think that real world assets as a narrative is starting to take a shape that people will understand better. Until now, it's been kind of like DAOs. When people talk about a DAO, they're like decentralized autonomous organization. What a DAO really is like software enabled organizations. The same way that email changed the way people communicate. You probably send millions of messages a year because of texting and emails. DAOs are going to leverage smart contracts to help people in companies and collaborative groups coordinate at scale. We probably won't call it DAOs in the future. We'll just call it clubs and companies. Real world assets is the same way. And if you want to see an example of this, Alex mentioned BlackRock. I highly recommend a conversation that Laura Shin, I'm plugging Laura Shin all the time. She has my favorite crypto podcast right now. It's called Unchained, all one word, Unchained with Laura Shin. And she has an excellent interview. I will look it up to see who it is, with a gentleman, Laura Shin, Unchained, BlackRock. BlackRock just announced the launch of its tokenized real world assets fund, and they are using Ethereum to offer what is called the BIDL fund. And BIDL is spelled BUIDL, which is like, the Ethereum way to say, build. Big time nod to crypto. And their partner is a company called Securitize. They've moved about $100 million on chain, backed by these real world assets, to offer this BIDL token to investors. You buy the token, and what you're purchasing is a tokenized share of, I don't remember what kinds of assets it is, but I think it's stocks, bonds, real estate, and then hard stuff like gold and silver that is held in a treasury. And many companies have been talking about this for a while. My friend Hunter, Alex, your friend Hunter, he's been working with a company that's been trying to offer like a licensed security in token form for silver, for gold, but they don't have the prestige that BlackRock does. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and you want to check it out, Unchained, Laura Shin, episode 623, How BlackRock's New Fund on Ethereum Got a Very Crypto Welcome. This is just 10 days ago. She is on top of the news so much, you guys. Laura Shin, she's so good. And her talk with Carlos Domingo is great for anybody interested in real world assets. BlackRock specifically, I would check it out. Great model. And like, for all the fun we share about BlackRock, sometimes we pick on them in our space. They're very forward thinking, and they're doing this, I would say, right. Like, this is legal as hell.
Yeah, I mean, they also they definitely have the power, right or not, to drive Congress.
That could be a segment, right or not.
But no, I think I'm definitely super interested in real world assets. I mean, before it was a group, that is the thing that I was sitting here saying, this is like what the revolutionary part of this technology is. Like, this is the reason and the way that everyone is going to use this stuff, even without realizing that they're using it. Like, this is the thing. I think that gaming is in the same category, honestly, that has the best chance of bringing the practical day-to-day application of this technology to the biggest group of people. However, the big, I don't know if caveat's the right word that I want there, but the implication there, the other side of the coin, is that I don't think that the exact application in a real world sense of, it's not going to be like just a random coin that you get to buy that does a 10,000x. I don't see that happening. I think that, let me clarify, I think that tokens and coins in the real world asset category could very easily have their day in the sun and run, but it won't mean anything. And I wouldn't think that they're going to be super long-term sustainable holds. I think it's more likely that your asset, the one that means something to you, your license, your deed, your whatever, your registration, yada, 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 that's hosted on some chain, whatever chain, that chain is the, damn it, someone got through. You guys are pissing me off.
Way to go. That was impressive. Oh, man. If you're just joining us from the HEEEHEE chat, welcome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for being here.
Yep. You're really testing my patience, though.
We're happy to have a conversation about it. We've mostly talked about it already, so forgive us for the delay. It's too funny, man. We have a couple really good questions here. So give us a second. We're going to get to them. I love the back and forth in the comments. What do you think about the future of projects like Nobleblocks and AxonDAO versus real world assets? I don't know much about, I don't know AxonDAO at all. I don't know much about Nobleblocks beyond the name. So maybe this is a good chance to do some of our, how do you do some research? What do you think, Alex? You want to pull it up?
Yeah. Let me pull up AxonDAO first.
Okay, and I'll do Nobleblocks. And let me just say while we're pulling those up, Machiste had a comment right below that that said, I think retail is here. They won't be fooled by promises of tech again. They want number go up. That's it. I think that's a very particular viewpoint from a particular perspective. I don't know where you live, Machiste, and I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I just got a really interesting email from Coinbase. They curated an email called Coinbase Bites. I think it's really helpful. Great newsletter. And one of the stats in the last one was that there are 19 million active registered crypto users in Indonesia as of Friday. And they call them investors. So I think that's users to Coinbase's platform. And I don't know what constitutes active, which is an increase in 170,000 from the month before. Their transactions totaled $1.92 billion a month. And that could be number go up kind of money. But I think eventually those number go up people are going to understand the benefits of the tech and be more likely to try it for, Dracula app or arcade, play to earn, or a real world asset like, because they're using crypto and they're familiar with it and it's safe and easy and fun for them, they're more likely to put their house on the blockchain when that service becomes available, would be my guess. And they're going to have the assets to do it with. So I don't necessarily disagree, but that's kind of my other side of the coin. That should be a segment on our show too. The other side of the coin. But they're definitely coming. Oh, right. And Machiste made, let me say one more thing to plug Machiste, because Machiste is one of our good friends, made this app logadog.xyz, logadog, to prove that you can use a crypto app without knowing it's crypto. And I know nothing about that app, but just based on the URL, I have a feeling that it would be very valuable for Alex and I both, but probably more so Alex. Lovable Paws Rescue is about to be your number one power user on chain, Machiste. I'm going to write that down and check it out. All right. You got AxonDAO up?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to just let you be the leader and take us through our yet to be acronymed, yet to be patented, trademark pending token crypto research project.
I have to figure out what the best way to say that is, but so I'm just starting on the website, which is AxonDAO.io, AXONDAO.io.
That's right.
And I don't know. The website is totally fine.
Totally fine. That's actually, for people who don't know, if you're tuning in for the first time, that's actually a pretty good review from Alex. A lot of the time, the websites are, they're fine. They're not even totally fine.
Like, someone asked me about Flow blockchain the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll be honest, this is the worst website I've ever seen, and I'm done reading. They lost me in, like, I'll keep going for you because you asked me. But if I was like stumbling for the first time, like, oh, Flow, what's this? Yikes. And then like, I'm done. Like, that was that bad. I'm curious, Evan, you should go look at Flow's website and just give me your first impression, because I was blown away by how a blockchain with allegedly that much money couldn't hire like one college intern to just do a single design element to a website. It's basically just like a text file with some JPEGs.
And it's not fucking terrible. Yeah.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, the headline is Web3, period. Mainstream, period. Which I see what they're going for, but like, come on. Then they hit me with the jargon. Permissionless layer 1 blockchain empowering developers to create limitless Web3 apps for mainstream adoption. My favorite mission statement to compare this stuff to is Tesla, which is, I believe it's accelerating the future of green energy, which for a car company, accelerating, like, I'm there, man. I'm there. Totally there. That's it.
Well, yeah, but wow, no, I lost it.
The TLDR is Flow's website sucks, but you're looking at AxonDAO, and it's
Yeah, so
fine.
they have a ton here.
Give me the flip, yeah.
All right, let me try to set this up so that it's kind of at least aiming at the. Don't worry about like reading because it's small print, and my phone will probably tip over. There we go. Okay. So
and while Alex is doing this, just so you know, I'm looking at Nobleblocks if you want to play along with both of us. AxonDAO, Nobleblocks. That's what we're checking out right now.
okay, so up here, just navigation, all of the things that I would want to and expect to see. Token stuff, what the hell are we looking at? All of the projects that use it, their overall roadmap, the team, and can I just say, this man is piercing my soul.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
His name is Mac, and I think that's funny.
We should send it to our Mac and be like, diss you.
So, big team. They all look like corporate guys. And then there's Tyler.
Hey Tyler.
And there's Tyler
when I see team pictures and everybody's got a different picture, I don't know how to feel about it. I really, really, a strong like green flag for me is if your whole team has like the same background and the same photographer took your picture. Instantly, your credibility in my mind, especially as a crypto company where mostly people live all over the world, goes way up. Like, I would invest immediately, honestly.
That's an interesting take because I almost feel the opposite.
Really? Do you ever see it though? I just feel like I don't see it. I mostly see like piercing eyes guy and then like cute headshot guy and then like avatar guy,
Yeah, I mean, avatar guy is one thing, but I don't know. When it's obviously like an eclectic batch from around the world, it just makes me think like this is a little bit more in the ethos of Web3 than just like, reaching the giant proverbial claw into Silicon Valley and grabbing, no shade, Tyler, but grabbing a bunch of Tylers. Right out of their, ritzy coffee shop with their Patagonia vest. Because I mean, look at the difference in all of these people. Like that is a diverse group. Like this dude, Bob Crouch, 100%. Oh, no, sorry, we're not looking at it. Look at Bob, right? Compare Bob.
Oh,
compare
Alex,
Bob to.
I'm getting that countdown that says they've detected inactivity, but when I tap the screen, the puzzle piece doesn't come up. So there's a good chance I might rug us, and I will come back immediately.
Yikes. Okay, well, you heard it here first, folks. Hopefully Evan doesn't rug us. Oh, and he did. Oh, and he's back. Are you back? All right, well, hopefully you guys can still hear me. So
I don't know if you can hear me or see me. My screen is totally black.
Now we can. Kinda. Fred says yes. Okay. Well, if you guys can hear me, then while Evan figures, let's keep digging around here. So all of the things that I would expect to see. White paper, there's a ton here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now. At this stage of my